Oh, that's not right.
Let's. It's Thursday, so you know what that means. We have Corona Ritas on Thursdays.
Do
Um,
we?
it's also April 20th, and this is S Rank Media Club live. Uh, yeah, you guys didn't have your Corona Ritas today?
Corona Rita. What's a Corona Rita? Is that like a margarita
It's
with a Corona?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Okay.
You got a giant Corona or margarita, and you put a Corona on top of it. Usually they got little hangers
Hmm.
at the Corona
Oh yeah,
section.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I didn't make it to the Taco Thursday. So
Yeah, I
I
guess I missed that memo.
I just thought it
yeah.
was a known thing we did. I guess not
When on Thursdays
Oh,
or 420?
on Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
um.
I'll meet you there
So,
next time.
anyways, back for a normal show after a couple weeks.
Yeah.
What's been up, guys?
I mean, I've been in Japan, so
Oh, I didn't know if that was public information. Kudro's been in Japan.
I think we talked about
it's
that
public
before.
now. So
What did you? What big tummy? Wow, wow. This is Kudro. What do you want to tell us about Japan?
I don't. What do you want to know?
All right. Well, Kudro. For Kudro's thoughts on Japan, it was all right. All right. Well, we're done with that.
No,
Now.
no, Colton. You actually get a. You actually get no. Japan was pretty good.
Japan. All right. Pretty good. So that's all he's going to give you.
That's
Kudro.
good.
Kudro's
well,
words.
Okay, so let's see here. So for the trip, I spent the majority of my time on in Okinawa, which is one of the southern islands of Japan. Explored quite a bit of that. I did get to the main island of Japan. What's it called? Honshu. I can never remember. Uh, spent a couple days in Osaka. Spent a couple days in Kyoto.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So,
Any specific highlights of spots you visited?
well, when I was in, let me see here, in Osaka, I visited Osaka Castle. Saw this really neat botanical garden set up at night, run by this group called Star Labs, which was pretty cool. Apparently, they're kind of cropping up in a few places in Japan. If you get a chance to see one of those, I would recommend. When I was in Kyoto, I started to feel like a pilgrimage at times because I saw a lot of the big temples over there and shrines. Kiyomizu Shrine, Toji Temple. Fushimi Inari Taisha was kind of neat. It's this massive walk shrine that's just lined with hundreds of torii gates. Torii gates, if you don't know, mark the
Those
entrance.
are the pillars, right? Like the two pillars and the thing over.
Yeah,
there.
that's got like that connecting thing above it.
I've seen those.
So that was like when you're walking up the Inari Taisha, like you walk up this mountain, and there's just the path is just lined with them. I think it's like a 2.8 mile loop, so figure it's like 1.5 miles up, 1.5 miles down, and you're just walking through torii gates the entire time.
So you don't speak any Japanese, correct? You don't really know any.
I only know a few phrases here and there admittedly from just what I picked up from anime.
So did that get you by pretty much fine? Were there any times where you were like lost with your linguistic knowledge?
Oh, I would argue I probably spent my entire time lost.
Gotcha.
No, I'll tell you what, if you want to go over there, you should definitely know more than I did. One of the my saving graces is that my cousin is over there. I mean, she's coming back to the States soon, but she's over there now, and she accompanied me to the mainland, and her Japanese is far better than mine. So,
I gotcha. Okay, so you had somebody with you who kind of had a better understanding and was able to guide you around, essentially.
Yeah. well, mostly just with the language piece. Like if we needed to communicate with anyone and they didn't speak English or didn't speak a lot of English,
Uh-huh.
she could usually pick up the slack.
Gotcha. That's good.
Yep.
So did you play any games during your travels, like, on your plane rides and stuff?
I didn't play a single minute of video games.
Oh, even on the plane ride you didn't?
No, so when I was on the plane, on the shorter plane rides, I just read. I was very funny enough. I used to get headaches when I used to read in moving vehicles, but apparently I don't anymore. So that was that was nice to find out. Other than that, on the big international flight, so I flew out of DC to go to Tokyo, and on that longer flight, they usually turn off the lights after a couple hours so people can sleep.
Mhm.
Once that happened, so context. So every seat in the international plane has this screen that you can watch movies on, and so I just binged movies
Don't
that I hadn't
most
seen.
Wait, hold on. Don't most flights have a screen you can watch movies on?
Not the local ones. At least not the ones that I flew on.
I feel like
So,
all the domestic flights I've been on have screens.
I would say
But-
most large commercial flights have screens nowadays, besides Spirit or Frontier, the low budget.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think. So
airlines.
my flight to DC didn't have. Yeah, no, and even my flight from Tokyo to Okinawa did not have a screen. So
All right.
it
Well
was
enough.
literally just the flight from DC to Tokyo and Tokyo to DC. Those were the only ones that had movies and such.
Gotcha. All right. Quinn, did you do any gaming this past week?
Yeah, a little bit of gaming. Still, I'm going down in Overwatch. It's just not good.
Hey, did you rank lower?
I'm at the lowest. I'm at bronze 5.
Ooh,
Oof.
bronze
And,
5.
in support somehow, and I feel like my
So-
support is my best one consistently.
I've been hanging out in the iron ranks of League of Legends.
Yeah, I saw you. You're on
I got down to the
Legends quite a
lowest.
bit.
Yeah, I got down to the lowest rank ever. I had a couple wins, and we're back above the low now. We're still in Iron 3 though, but
It
we're back to
happens.
silver in no time.
Yeah, right. But other
Oh.
than that, I watched a couple movies.
Ooh, anything good?
So we watched Bullet Train.
Oh, on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
that
but
was good.
I saw it in theaters. It was okay.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. It was very unpredictable, I guess,
Gotcha.
but not
Is it
in bad ways.
Is it an
I
action
guess,
movie?
in my opinion. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fighting.
kind of action
Lots of fighting.
comedy.
Yeah.
Action comedy. Okay.
Action, comedy, and trains.
It's on. I've been meaning to watch it, but I have not yet. But I will.
Hey, you should watch it. It's good.
I mean, if we're talking about movies, I watched a couple movies this week. I watched Blade. I had never seen Blade, the original one.
I've never seen it.
So Blade, Kudro, you'll correct me on this. Blade's a Marvel character, correct?
Yes, he is.
So I had more fun watching Blade than any Marvel movie I've watched in the past 10 years. Mind you, that's only 4 or 5 movies.
I was just
But-
about to ask.
Not that it was great, but I don't know, it was okay. It didn't annoy me in the way recent Marvel movies annoy me. It just felt kind of like a movie. So Blade has its moments, and there's this particular style and sound that I found action movies from late 90s to early 2000s have. It's the Matrix, the sound and style of
It's
the Matrix.
terrible.
It's not just the Matrix. I've been
No.
watching these other movies from late 90s, early 2000s, and it's there too. And it's in Blade a bit. And I was
Well,
oh,
Resident Evil has it.
I don't want to put fuck, you're right. I feel bad, but I don't. Resident Evil doesn't do it as well.
no, they don't. But they try.
Blade is generally okay though. I give Blade a C plus. It's
That's
like
the one from 1998, right? Sorry.
not yeah, right around there.
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds about right.
98,
Okay.
yeah, with
Okay, yeah,
Wesley
sorry.
Snipes.
Yeah.
The character he plays, Wesley Snipes' Blade, is really cool. Like it works, and it's not like I feel like in more modern Marvel movies, if you have a cool character, they're just trying way too hard to be cool, and it's like I can't stand them. Blade works. Kudrow, you on defensive Marvel movies here?
No, I mean I was just thinking about the fact when you said recent Marvel movies annoy me, and I just keep thinking about all the movies in Phase 4 of their. Well, no, was it what phase are they on? 5 or 6?
Wrong person to ask,
Uh,
Kudrow.
Phase
Regardless.
11.
Regardless, just about every movie after Endgame has annoyed people, and pretty much everyone. So
I'm gonna be honest. Is Morbius after Endgame?
okay,
Yeah.
Morbius is made by Sony.
No,
and
but
so
it's
they're
still-
kind of
well,
under a
hold
different
on.
studio.
But it's still part of the Marvel universe. I gotta
It
worry
is.
about.
Actually, I don't think it. I mean, I don't know how they're incorporated.
How
The
can
Marvel
anybody-
Cinematic Universe.
into?
It's like a Marvel thing, but it's not part of the universe, so it doesn't count. Like what?
Oh, like Sony's just trying to milk
No,
dry
no.
all the characters that they have rights to, and are generally doing a pretty terrible job of it. Morbius
Yeah.
just being the shining example of awful.
Spider-Man's been good.
Well,
That-
every Spider-Man movie's been made by Marvel Studios, except for unless you count.
I thought that-
the
I was
old
thinking the
Tobey
animated one.
Maguire and the Amazing
Into the
Spider-Man.
Spider Verse. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
That was like
Okay,
a
no,
surprise.
okay, you're right. I forgot about Into the Spider-Verse. That was good.
Anyways, Marvel. There was your Marvel minutes where we try and decipher what the phase is and what fits where. I've been
Wow,
playing.
coming up with new segments on the spot.
Yeah, somebody's writing all these down, right?
Nope.
So
You know, Colton,
got-
we should really consider a ranking of comic book movies once we're done with ranking a Cage.
see, I just, it's not that I wouldn't do it. It's just I would give a lot of them very low scores, and people would probably be like, "You hate all these." They would just say I'm biased and I hate all these movies.
I
And
mean, that's
Is
what
that
people are
wrong?
probably going to say about my rankings with the ranking a Cage. So that's part of being a content creator. Colton.
Nobody says that
criticism
about-
and internet haters.
nobody says that about you, Kudrow.
No, they don't say it about me yet, but that's just because we don't have any viewers.
So, like a few weeks ago, hello out there, viewers. A few weeks ago, we were talking about what games we were going to play for the rest of the year. And I had a list of like 8 games. I'm like, I got to play all these games this year. I don't have enough time to play all these games. You know what I did? I started playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It was right there on Game Pass. And I'm like, this game looked kind of fun. And I started playing it. And it's pretty fun. Like, I didn't think it wouldn't be fun, but it's kind of a take on it. You definitely see the Dark Souls influence. Like, you go to the rest points, which are meditate points, and like the combat system. I mean, it has that feel to it, but it also does kind of go a little bit on its own. Sometimes those games, I feel like I'm playing someone who directly copied Dark Souls. This one does feel a little different. There's these cool things where you can reflect blaster bullets at like stormtroopers. I don't know if I'm just blinded by like having a lightsaber and stuff and force powers, but I'm probably maybe 10 hours into that game, somewhere around there. But that game is better than I expected. It's trending towards one of my most liked of that Dark Souls like genre. And it's not even that it's super hard compared to a lot of the other Souls likes, but it feels good. Like the movement feels good, the combat feels good. I love like reflecting the laser bullets back at the stormtroopers. That's a cool thing. So that game, I had heard stuff about it, and like I didn't think it was going to be bad, but it's over exceeding what I thought I was going to experience, and I have liked that a lot so far. So I'm going to keep playing that.
You
Been
can
playing-
beat it in time for the sequel.
Right, a sequel's about to come out, but that game is actually Kudro. You should try that game at some point. I think you might like it.
I mean, I've seen gameplay for that game, and I mean, I agree with you. I have a feeling if I played it, I would like it. It's just, do I have time to play this game? Well,
Right.
maybe.
I
don't know.
didn't, but I just did it anyways. The other thing I've been playing is obviously Persona 5 still. I'm getting close to like towards the end of it, and some crazy story stuff just happened, and they just do a really good job with that story. I'll say it again. The story just works really well in that game. My hour count's at like 110, but I think you can subtract probably 5 to 10 hours of like pause time over the course of the month. So I'm probably at like
Well,
100 to 105 hours so
Okay,
far.
so enlighten me with Persona 5. Where are you at? I'm genuinely curious.
I'm trying to think of the best way to say it without just like, because I don't want to. I don't want to tell anyone the story of it. You need to play it. Kudro,
okay.
I finished the casino.
You finished the wow. Okay, you're actually not as far as I thought you were.
Yeah. So I got more still, but that game, a lot of fun. I just wish it was a little more challenging. But
Then
great game.
turn up the difficulty.
No, there's something. Okay, some games you can turn up the difficulty, makes sense. Persona's difficulty settings seem like obtuse and irrelevant. I just don't.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this as someone who has played and beaten this game twice. Okay, normal is okay. Well, yeah, normal is too easy. I
Well,
mean,
but then
if
there's
you
like
play, turn hard though. Hard genuinely feels good.
okay, maybe I'll turn it up to hard. Like there's been a couple bosses there was one boss that was hard, and it was like I had to do this one specific kind of thing to get past him, but everything else has kind of been a cakewalk.
Is
And-
it the one boss who kind of attacks you with waves of minions?
Yep, and you have to
Yep.
do these things. And like I essentially had to get lucky one time because there was one like I was getting stuck on one part that I didn't have the best way to deal with. Basically, it's a boss that'll hit you with like 5 waves, and you have to deal with each one. And if you get snagged on one for too long, it can kind of ruin your whole thing. But
Yeah. That boss. Everyone hates that boss.
yeah,
I think that is the most disliked dungeon in that game.
it felt like kind of I don't know. It didn't feel good because I was like, "What? Okay, so I didn't do this specific thing, then this specific thing." It didn't feel very I don't know. Like, and here I am complaining I want it to be harder, but then it does that, and it's like, okay, it's like I want some kind of different challenge involved in the battle system. But overall, I really like the game. I actually did play another game. I was playing Loop Hero. Have you guys ever played Loop Hero?
Loop Hero.
Nope.
So you play you don't actually control the character. He goes around in a loop and you place like tiles down, and then the tiles can either like spawn enemies or spawn treasure chests, and your guy loops around again and again until eventually like a boss will pop up and you got to fight the boss. And then there's like a roguelike kind of other part of the game where you're like building up a camp, and you actually have a deck of cards you can control, which controls the tiles you place. Really interesting idea for that type of game. I mean, I've played a bunch of different card games. I've played a bunch of roguelike games. This one came out a while ago, and I'd heard about it a while ago. I never touched it. I saw it on Game Pass, tried it out. It's definitely a really interesting concept. I beat like the first boss, and then I got to the second one, and it doesn't seem very different. I don't know how much further that gameplay will evolve, but definitely a cool kind of sit back game, I guess. You don't have to focus too hard, but that's a pretty cool game too. So I've been playing that. But yeah, I'm really running out of time on Persona 5 here. We're really coming close to that Zelda date.
Yeah,
Just-
because you have to pick up the pace on Persona 5 because you still got. I mean, if you just cleared the casino, you've still got the next you still got the next palace. You've
Yeah, and
got
then the deal stuff, essentially the royal stuff after, right? Don't I have like another?
well, actually, technically, you've got two palaces you've got to do,
Oh
and
You're
then
yeah.
the end of you got then after the palace, you've got to get through the end game of the base game, and then you got to go through the royal stuff, which I haven't even done yet. So,
Oh,
and I don't know
geez.
how long that takes.
That sounds fucking insane.
I'm guessing you probably still have another solid minimum. You still have another 30 hours, probably
my
40.
Gosh. All right. Well, I don't
Good
know if
luck.
I'm gonna get this done before the New Zelda game. Speaking of that, let's move into news topics. What's the Zelda hype level right now? I am really excited to play Zelda. Do you guys watch the last trailer at all? Kudra, I don't think you're even in country when the last trailer was here.
I mean, I watched it anyway, so
It
uh,
it really looks cool. I'm really excited to play it. Quinn doesn't care. Quinn doesn't understand.
hey, that's how. I mean, hey, to be fair, that's how I feel whenever you guys talk about Overwatch. So
Or any online game where you have to like interact with other people.
I wouldn't even argue that.
Kudra, do you still play Dark Souls offline?
Well, I haven't played Dark Souls in
Did
quite
you
a
play
while.
Elden Ring offline?
Actually, no. I generally play that online.
Wow, Kudra's getting on the internet.
I occasionally have to kill off an invader, but
Oh wow, he never
That's about
loses.
Perfect record.
that's a lie.
All right, so I take it I'm the most hyped for the new Zelda game. I'm excited to play new Zelda. I think it's going to be awesome.
I mean, I already told you. I mean, when the new Zelda drops, I mean, that's probably all I'm going to do until that game is beaten.
I don't know.
I'm going to put a lot of time in it. I don't know that I'll completely finish it before I touch another game, but Quinn's not going to play it at all.
Just can't justify it, you know? Maybe I need to give it another chance. I don't know, but I shouldn't buy a new game to give it another chance.
It's
I should
fine.
play Breath of the
It's
Wild.
fine. I don't even want you to play it because you're just gonna drag it down. You'll be like, it's not that good, guys.
No, I don't do that.
You won't do it on
It's not something I
purpose.
would do.
You're gonna be like, well, I don't want to say anything bad about it, guys. So I just won't say anything.
You know, I'm intimidated by those games because I see all those crazy trick shots that people are hitting, and I'm like, okay, it's too complicated for me. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah, no, I know. My Jessica has messed around with some of the like glitches and stuff because she's played so much of that game.
Dang.
I don't mess around with that stuff.
It's crazy. It's intimidating.
Other Nintendo news, surprise, the Mario movie made a bunch of money.
The most money.
So I guess
Yep.
actually we'll come back to Mario movie speculation after we talk about the Mario movie, I guess.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
To
I
be
brought it up.
clear, we are discussing the Mario movie today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
are ranking that.
Yeah, we'll save that for after the
For
Mario movie.
context. Yes. sir.
So did you guys see the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster stuff that just came out? Like it came out on the Switch, and I
Those
don't,
Pixel remasters already out for like
I don't,
Steam.
but like a physical copy came out for the Switch, and there was like a mad dash to buy it, and I was trying to figure out why, and I could not figure out what was so special about that. Like people like want the physical copy of it, and I don't get it. Like I also don't get the like.
Some of us use physical copies, Colton.
No, I don't mean in that sense. I just mean in that like it says like sold out and people are like, "Oh, I missed it." But like they're like putting like a artificial limit on a remaster of like a 35-year-old game.
Right, but you can it's not even a full price game, is it?
I think that cuz it's like $75 cuz it's 1 through 6 pixel remastered for Final Fantasy. Which
Are you sure? Because I just went to the website and it's allowing me to purchase it for $9.50 on Nintendo eShop.
that's probably just one of the games. Is that one of them, or is that's not all 6 of them? Square Enix wouldn't.
That says purchase bundle,
No,
and then I clicked on purchase bundle, and it took me to the 950.
That would be even more insane because I could not understand what was so special about, like, I mean, I like those Final Fantasy games, but I don't understand why all of a sudden it got this pixel remaster, which is not that spectacular. Kudrow, do you have any thoughts on this, or do you know anything about this?
Not a clue.
Because I just don't, like, you could go play those games easily in many different places. I just thought the fervor around it was kind of crazy.
No. Yeah, I don't understand it either. I was thinking about picking it up just because there are a couple of the older Final Fantasies that I haven't beaten.
Add it to the backlog.
But I don't know if I will, so I haven't bought it yet.
I have a problem when I go back and play like classic JRPGs. Are we allowed to? I don't know if we can say that word. When I go back and play classic RPGs from Japan,
that's a distinction without a difference if I've ever heard it.
Well, Kudrow, if you were on the internet more, you'd understand what I was saying.
Apparently, I'm not on the internet. So tell me your hesitation to classify things as JRPGs.
Like a month ago, there was a whole thing about saying JRPGs like a derogatory term. Racist. Yeah, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like it, but anyways, it was a whole thing like a month ago. I think we're past it.
So wait, do you get the same response though if you say like Western RPGs? Because like I've always heard it like JRPGs and Western RPGs. I've heard both. So
yeah, I don't know. Like I don't actually know. But when I go back and play some of these older JRPGs, I kind of I'll like start off, and almost every time I play like a few hours and fall off of the game. Rarely do I follow through on these classic JRPGs. So when I look at that Final Fantasy thing, which I've played some of those Final Fantasies before, but there's some of them I haven't. I'd see myself getting like a good 5 hours in and then stopping. That's about what I predict.
Should we test it?
No. maybe like next year when I finish all the games I'm going to play this year.
Could be a good experiment. You never know.
Anyways, that's all the hot goss I got. What do you guys got? Anything?
Not really. I want to go see the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I saw that.
I literally just saw that yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it back when it came out a year ago.
I can say I think of all the movies I watched on the plane rides, and I think over the last couple of weeks, that is probably the movie I watched that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, pretty good movie.
Okay.
I'd go see that before I'd go see Mario Bros. But
whoa,
that's some
Shots
unexpected
fired.
Shade.
I mean, not that Mario Bros is bad. If I was gonna pick,
wow.
I did think the Dungeons and Dragons movie was more enjoyable than Super Mario Bros. But Super Mario Bros. Was so good.
Anyways, should we rank this Mario movie?
We probably should. We're already talking about it.
Is one of you going to do the story summary?
I think once again we definitely did not discuss that ahead of time.
I think it's pretty simple. I think, but
it's recent enough and simple enough that we think we can do it.
All right.
But I can do it, Kudrow, if you want.
Also, Quinn,
I can take a crack at it.
This is episode 12, by the way.
So you're doing Kudrow?
Oh yeah, I'll take care of it, I suppose.
All right. Don't forget, Mario's the one with the red hat.
You don't say. All right. So, okay, we just starting this now then?
Yep, whenever you're ready, episode 12.
All right, so this is Ranking of Video Game Movies, episode 12, April 20th. Starring me, Scott Kudron, and our co-hosts, Quinn Foster and Colton Wallace.
Okay.
Hey guys.
And today we are discussing the new Super Mario Brothers movie 2023. So this movie kind of starts off. We have in New York City, I believe, Brooklyn specifically. We have the titular Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi. They just started a plumbing business in Brooklyn. They have it seems as though no one really believes that their business is going to succeed. Their old coworker Spike, they're dragging him down. And their family doesn't really believe in them either, wondering why they quit a cozy job. But Mario, seems like he kind of wants to prove himself. So when later in the movie, a pipe in the middle of the city kind of explodes, Mario's like, hey, we should go fix this and try to prove themselves. So, and as they're kind of crossing a pipe to go, to fix this other pipe, that they end up falling into an area with a pipe that kind of, wow, I didn't think about this until now. This is kind of an isekai movie. That isekais them to the what do they call it? The Mushroom Kingdom.
You got to say what isekai means now.
Oh, I have to explain that. So isekai is just basically a genre of anime that means you're going off to another world.
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha is probably one of the originals of this.
That's why I said it.
Yep.
All right. Anyways, back to the story.
So as the pipe takes them to the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario and Luigi end up getting separated. Luigi ends up going off into this place called the Dark Lands, and then Mario ends up going to the Mushroom Kingdom. So Mario ends up meeting Toad, who takes him to Princess Peach because Mario's kind of panicked that he got separated from Luigi. I just realized we probably should have said, by the way, full spoilers for this discussion, so turn it off now if you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
But you can just edit that line to the front. But
no editing. This is a live show, so you're on air.
Well, okay.
Shit happens.
So spoilers. Anyway, in the Dark Lands, Luigi's trying to find his way around. He gets attacked by a bunch of skeletal Koopas. Tries to hide away in this dilapidated castle where he gets ambushed by Shy Guys who take him to Bowser. Meanwhile,
okay, hold up. You said you didn't say dry bones. You said
skeletal Shy Guys.
Skeleton Koopas.
That's basically that's literally what they are. They're skeletal Koopas.
They're dry bones. I
didn't actually know that was their name. I admit.
You didn't know that dry bones was dry bones?
Okay.
Anyway,
am I wrong? Dry bones are skeletal Koopas.
The Shy Guys show up and they take the prisoner to Bowser.
Yeah, they take Luigi to Bowser. So meanwhile, Mario and meets Princess Peach, and Peach goes to train Mario in how to survive in the Mushroom Kingdom. Build up his platforming chops that you see in the game. So you get this training montage of that. So eventually, Peach says we got to go recruit the Kongs. So they go over to the Kingdom of the Kongs, where Cranky Kong is like, okay, I'll help you, but you got to beat my son Donkey Kong. And so then you kind of end up with this Smash Bros scene where it's Mario versus DK, and Mario just basically gets beaten up the entire time until he gets the cat suit and then wins. So
Whoa, hold up. Is it called the cat suit? I thought it was called like the Tanuki suit.
no, the Tanuki suit is the raccoon suit that
It's the
he
raccoon.
was using to fly later.
Oh, right. Is the cat suit from more recent games?
Yeah, Super Mario 3D World.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I actually haven't played a game.
I think
with
I was
the
just
cat suit in
putting.
it.
I think I was just combining those two. Okay, carry on.
Okay. So they use. So meanwhile, so while that's all kind of going on, Luigi gets brought before Bowser. We learn that Bowser's hardcore crushing on Princess Peach, wanting to marry her. I may be misremembering where this scene was placed, but of course, you got Jack Black singing the Peaches song. If that doesn't,
Yeah, it's on the top 100 Billboard now.
if that doesn't win an award, I don't know what the music awards are called. I'll be very disappointed.
Be a disgrace if that song won an award.
Hater
Listen to
alert.
this hater. But yeah, so Luigi, and then Luigi gets thrown in prison along with all the penguins from the kingdom that Bowser kind of took over to get the superstar back in the beginning of the movie. Meanwhile, and then after the fight with Donkey Kong, the Kongs and Peach and Mario, they have this, they get the go-karts. They're going down Rainbow Road. You get this really neat chase scene with the Mario karts when Bowser ambushes them. So after that, let me see here.
They're like running from Bowser, and they have a really long cart scene, right? And then like Mario gets thrown off the track, and then
him and Donkey Kong both kind of go plunging into the water.
They like save each other. Like he saves Donkey Kong, then Donkey Kong helps. They get in Donkey Kong's barrel rocket and rocket to where the battle's happening.
Yep.
Right, and then there's like a giant battle. That's
at the wedding.
Yeah, the wedding. Sorry, but it turns into a battle. What? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like you kind of have the wedding.
Peach has the ice mushroom.
Right.
Yeah, Princess Peach uses the ice mushroom, which I actually completely forgot was even a thing in that universe. So Bowser proposes to Peach. You have the wedding fight. Then let me see here. I know at some point I remember they go back to Brooklyn, but
right, something happened. What?
So there's a giant bullet. Wait, I got it. There's a giant bullet bill.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he knocks Mario, directs it into the warp pipe, and then that kind of creates like this wormhole that just takes it right back to Brooklyn.
Yeah, it sucks.
All right, now for the real part of the podcast, where we discuss the scientific fact of that wormhole created into Brooklyn and whether it works or not.
I think we need who's a good science YouTuber, Kyle Hill or something like that. Get him on the show.
We're gonna bleep that in the post.
There's no pipe. There's no pipe forces. We don't know what the pipe forces are.
Anyways, they're back in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're back in Brooklyn. Mario and Luigi end up getting the superstar, and then use the superstar's invincibility to force a mini mushroom down Bowser's throat. He gets shrunk, put in a cage. Mario Brothers save the day. Pretty much roll credits at that point.
Yeah, and everybody's proud of the Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
because they saved the day, and then they end up living in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yep.
The next morning or whatever.
Yeah, the Mario movie.
You sound like a big hater.
No, it's fine. Like I feel like the Super Mario Bros. Movie was exactly what I expected it was gonna be. So like I don't.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it was. It's not. I think it's probably exactly what it's probably perfect for what it is. I just I mean, like if we start from the beginning, like when I started watching that movie from the beginning, the references are really cool. The animation's really cool. So I loved all the stuff through the beginning. Like really was having a great time through the first 30 minutes of that movie. I'm trying to think of where the peak is, like where Peach and him do the challenge thing, like where he's going through a Mario level. Is that might be the peak for me?
The peak, like the best part of
Yeah,
the
and then the valley for me is
like
actually
gotcha.
The Donkey Kong scene's cool too. The valley for me is after that. Everything with the go-karts is the valley.
Oh, I completely disagree with that. I actually thought the Mario Kart sequence on Rainbow Road was pretty good.
Did they even play the Rainbow
that was
Road
good.
theme? I don't remember. Did I hear that?
They did.
Okay.
That was
it was the Mario Kart 8 one.
That was actually one of my biggest complaints about this movie is that I felt like they had such a fantastic remixed Mario music and it felt really underutilized.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, but I think they used newer stuff.
Yeah, and I think Kudrow, maybe they didn't want to make it like too overbearing to like where the references sound cheesy.
I mean, maybe, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know why I'm like when they're doing the montage with the when they're building all the go-karts and such, and then I'm getting the AC/DC's Thunderstruck.
Oh yeah, that's.
I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Why is this the music
selection? They went with all like 80s songs, like because basically they're setting it in the 80s when Mario came out. I think that was their whole thing. Because all the songs were that time period.
Yeah, and they're all songs that people know, that most people know, I would say. Like pretty popular culture songs, I guess, that you would hear at like maybe like a baseball stadium, you know, like out in public.
It was really well done. Like I really think even towards the end of the movie when I was like bored, like the animation and that stuff was really cool. The references, I feel like the references were okay. Like they didn't feel like cringy or anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like I think I really liked, like I liked the Mario scenes, like where he's going through the challenge thing. I like the fighting DK thing. I think those were really cool.
I liked when Mario and DK like teamed up and went and defeated all of the enemies through the taken over place or whatever when they get to the water.
I mean, if we're following Mario trajectory in like all history, then Bowser has to team up with them in the next movie because that's how this always goes.
Is it?
Let me see. I'm trying to think. In all the games that I know of, Bowser has teamed up with the Mario Brothers in Super Mario RPG, and I think they might have teamed up in Paper Mario, but those are the only games that I know of that they've worked together.
I feel like there's more.
What's the one on the Game Boy where you turn into really small and you're inside like someone, like, is it Bowser's body?
Super Mario Land? Or is it more recent than that?
No, I think it's Super Mario Superstars or something like that. Look it up.
All right, maybe you're right, Kudrow. Maybe that didn't happen very much. Yeah, so let's talk about the bad things about the movie. Like I said my least favorite was the whole cart thing, but Kudrow, you said you liked that part.
I enjoyed it personally.
Gotcha.
I thought it was a fun little scene. Honestly, I don't know, like what this movie. What was? I gotta think. Like, what was my actual least favorite?
To me,
part about this movie?
the lengths of the scenes, some of them I thought were like very well placed, but they were all very quick. If you think about it, like nothing was dragging on for that long. It was always, on to the next thing, on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was no like stutters, or it all felt very purposeful. Like just do it. And they just did it.
I think maybe it was just too simplistic for me, like to really to enjoy it as like a good movie.
Like a complex
Right.
movie.
And
Yeah.
you can go back to the argument of, well, it's a children's movie and like they're gonna get a
Right.
mask, and like that makes sense. Like I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I'm just saying if I'm ranking this as a movie, it's a little like, and that's, I enjoyed the first half hour the most, I think, just because all the references and it was cool. And then after that, the story started to drag, and I was kind of like, all right, yeah, let's go drive these carts down Rainbow Road.
What did we think of the pessimistic Star Sprite?
Oh, the best character in the movie.
I actually loved him. I'll be honest.
But I almost feel like
funny.
baited. I feel like they're like, we're gonna get these old people with this.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
yep.
I'm falling into the trap. Like that's what they want me to like that.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I like that star.
Yeah.
So that star is also from a recent Mario game that I don't think I've played. Is that from like?
Oh, that's like one of the greatest Super Mario.
I think it's like
games
isn't
ever.
that a Luma? I think he would have appeared in Galaxy.
Yeah. See.
Yep. Super Mario.
That's my Mario gap is Galaxy and the one after that, Galaxy and Galaxy 2.
Those are such.
I
good
know.
games.
I've heard they're great. I just never went back and played them.
Yeah,
you can play
I
on
actually
Switch.
own Galaxy, and I haven't played it.
Does that star have like that same demeanor in those games?
I don't think that specific star.
Oh, it doesn't have like a personality. That's
purposely
that's
chosen.
the star you
No.
get in those games.
Yeah, it's like I guess you call the species.
I gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah, Lumas.
So did you guys actually like the Peaches song?
I thought it was hilarious.
It's
Mostly because it's Jack Black.
Well, like it's okay. So like I'm fine with Tenacious D, but I feel like this was like a bad Tenacious D song. Like I don't. I don't. It's not that it's like terrible, but it's not like anything good. Like it's just kind of a throwaway. I feel like.
That's what
Like
if that song doesn't win a Grammy, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I don't know. I just feel like the hype around that song is false.
You think it's too unscripted?
What do you mean? Look at it.
Like I feel like it's a song that he kind of just came up with like on the spot almost.
Yeah, I don't. It's like I don't feel like it's a song that's like, it's not embarrassing that you made this song. It's just like kind of a throwaway. Like, okay, cool. Let's move on. But I feel like it's
a part of the movie and that's it.
Yeah, I just don't think it's that good. I don't think it's anything to like hold up as like a. But
I respect that opinion.
I mean, I feel like it fit the tone for the movie that they were kind of going for. I mean, it's like, kind of going like one of my complaints. Like, definitely not all the jokes and the humor hit with me, but I mean, that's kind of what I expected going into this from the studio that produced the Minions.
Yeah, I've never seen those either. I don't know if I've ever seen any movies made by the studio, so I'm not sure that I have anything.
Have you seen Despicable Me?
No.
You've never seen Despicable Me? Bro, it's a classic.
I mean, Despicable Me is probably like as predictable a movie as it comes, but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I didn't watch any of the other movies in that franchise.
I didn't either.
But
I think additionally the scenes where they're like in Brooklyn, I think entertained me more. I liked the characters they interacted with in Brooklyn, like their family. I found that more entertaining.
Oh, what did I say?
You and I have like the exact opposite experience, because I was sitting, because if they're going through the Brooklyn, I was just like, can we just get past this so we can get to the Mushroom Kingdom?
Yeah, I didn't love it. I didn't love the Mushroom Kingdom. It's kind of like I don't need to hear these toads.
What? So you're a toad hater too.
I feel like Colton at this point really just wanted to watch the 1993 Mario movie that just takes place in the real world. With actual plumbers.
Nowhere in this movie did I hear reference to Mario, and Luigi Mario. So I mean, what is that? Is that not canon anymore? Are they not Mario, and Luigi Mario?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I didn't even know that was a thing.
The focus group didn't like that one.
As well, they shouldn't.
What about the voices? That was a big. I think that was
Right,
a big thing, kind of
a big
talking
thing
point for people.
beforehand. Are people still talking about it after? Like it was just something to talk about before, right?
Yeah, well, I saw some people weren't satisfied with Seth Rogen's
Donkey Kong
voice.
Yeah, funny enough, if I had a complaint about the casting, it is Seth Rogen. I actually didn't care that much for him as DK.
So they did have his signature laugh a few times. I noticed.
Yeah. I know
just random.
I know everyone was worried about Chris Pratt, but yeah, Seth Rogen was the underwhelming member of the cast.
I
was okay with it.
He basically didn't alter his voice, so it's just whatever his voice is. But also, I think maybe if we're talking just people's voices, his might work better than most for DK.
Yeah, I feel like for Super Mario Bros, because there isn't that much dialogue ever in the games,
but
it wasn't something that I needed to be exactly the same.
Think also since there's not much dialogue, there's no correct voice. I think that's
right.
I think it's like you can't have a voice that's going to be right because people have an idea in their head that doesn't exist.
Right. They have what's his name? The original Mario who does like
he was in there at the beginning, right? Wasn't that him who
Yeah, he was a few cameos.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 cameos.
Okay, I remember that first one. Yeah, I wouldn't want to hear that voice for a whole if he was gonna try and do that voice for a movie, that would be bad.
Right. But yeah, I was okay with the voices. I didn't think there was anything to have an issue with.
Kudra, I don't disagree with you. It could have been better. I think for sure there could have been a way to do that voice better, but I also wasn't necessarily bothered too much by the voices. Not more than I was bothered by just being bored of the story halfway through.
As I said, it was literally just I literally thought everyone else was fine. It was just, and I mean, Jack Black kills it as Bowser.
Yeah, Jack Black was definitely the best.
Yeah, he.
I like Toad too.
Yeah, I like Toad's voice.
Was it Key?
Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah, it Key? Yeah, Key.
I feel like most of the cast kind of killed it. I mean, Chris Pratt was serviceable as Mario. I don't really have too many complaints about his performance. It was really just Seth Rogen that was just
Yeah, I like how Chris Pratt didn't have as much of a Jersey accent as the rest of his family. The rest of his family was so Jersey, New York accent, and then because I heard stuff about how they wanted them to change his voice because he was too New York, and now that makes sense. If that's the first thing you're reading into, why would you not that would become your character? I guess.
Yeah. So I just think overall, totally serviceable, makes sense as a Mario movie. I don't if you ask me oh, well, how would they make it a good story? I don't know if they could. So I think they might have actually done the most with it. I don't know that I expected anything different. Overall, I think it was perfect for a Mario movie. Do we want to speculate on what they're going to do next before or after we rank it? Should we rank it first?
Let's rank it first.
All right. Who wants to go first? You guys want me to go first?
Go for it. You're still talking.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. Go ahead,
with all the things I just said, I think I put this as a C+. I think that's I don't think it's bad as a C+. I think it's a fine movie. I just think in terms of a movie, it's the story gets kind of boring. The references are awesome. If you had no Mario and grew up playing these games, 100% see it. And I think you might agree with me. Oh yeah, it's not a great movie, but it's a fun thing to watch. I can't see rating it higher than a C+. I think I go C+. Quinn, where are you at?
I was kind of going between a B+ and an A, but I think I have to go with the B+. I think as an overall movie, it was all right, but I still left satisfied just because I felt like I got what I was hoping for, and they didn't try to do too much or mess it up in in any way possible. I guess it was simple and it was straightforward.
Yeah.
which I thought was good. So I think I'm gonna go B plus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, respectable. I was kind of floating between a B and a B plus. Because I did enjoy this movie. I mean, there were definitely a few things where I was like, why is this in here? Or this joke just really didn't hit. And Seth Rogen kind of drags it down a little bit by himself. But
so are we accounting a full half letter grade to Seth Rogen here?
Honestly, probably.
Cujo wasn't a fan of the dancing pecs, I guess.
Well, actually, that was that probably does count as one of the jokes that just wasn't working for me.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a B. This is definitely a good movie. This is definitely a solid movie. I enjoyed it. It's a high B, but I don't know if it's quite a B plus.
All right, let's look at the overall rankings here then.
It's like a 1, 2, 3.
All right, so if we look at where we're at now here, now based on your guys' rankings, I'm going to assume we think it should go in the B tier. It sounds like that's where we're at now. Everybody sees what's happening here. Obviously, I think Mortal Kombat was a much better experience, like a much better movie to watch than this movie.
No.
But I'm guessing both of you think this was better than Mortal Kombat. Yep, Kudrow, I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna propose that this goes on the top of the B tier, as much as it hurts me, above Mortal Kombat.
I agree.
As the best video game movie we've watched thus far.
I have to agree with this.
All right, I think that
here.
That's a fair spot for it, I guess. All right, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is in the B tier. All right, so this movie.
You want to do predictions?
Yeah, this movie did amazingly well. Which obviously it was predicted to, I think, but
yeah, it's made, how much did it made? Like 7.5,
750
million?
Yeah, probably across $1 billion. It sounds like. But what is this? What do we get next? Okay, first question. I feel like obviously we're gonna get a direct sequel to Mario. What is the second Mario movie?
I think it's already confirmed as Yoshi's Island.
Yeah,
really?
they confirmed it. Like
I
the
saw the
after credit
Yoshi
scene.
Well, Yoshi, but does that mean you get a whole Yoshi's Island? Because Yoshi's Island,
I would assume it's some plot of taking Yoshi back.
I was
kind of
hoping
family, maybe.
I
don't know.
was hoping for like Mario is missing or something, you know?
Maybe.
Well, I want some more Luigi. Okay.
Yeah, I want Luigi to get a bigger role in the next one.
And I'll go ahead.
Sorry, one thing before I forget, I didn't like when Mario kept calling him Lou instead of Luigi. I thought that was kind of weird.
I did notice that too. I'm like, wait, we're calling him Lou now?
Right, just call him Luigi.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Luigi Mario is by his full name. So is it gonna be? They can't do Yoshi's Island. How do you make a movie? Is the second one become a lot harder though, because you've already done like the real world interaction, so now you just have to do like a straight.
Yeah, but you still have all of the worlds, like all of the worlds within the Mario universe or whatever.
I don't know what all of those are, other than Sarasa Land and
billions
Yoshi's.
and billions.
I mean, there's so many different worlds in every game.
There's like 30 in each game.
You could go to Super Mario Galaxy. You could go to.
Oh yeah, you do have Galaxy.
But yeah,
you could go to Odyssey.
All right, then I guess, guys, I'll go out on a limb here and say Mario is missing. Is my prediction.
Okay.
Starring Luigi.
Yeah, if Mario's missing, we might as well just do a Luigi's Mansion movie.
As long as we get Wario and Waluigi in the next movie.
You think so? I don't know, man.
I think so.
I think it might be a little bit
so
too soon to introduce them.
Okay,
we have
there's gonna be an internet.
Let's predict characters. So Quinn,
movie.
You're going Wario and Waluigi for the next movie.
Waluigi will be like on the top of people's list. They'll be like, we want to see Waluigi.
All right, I'm gonna go Daisy and
Okay.
a Hammer Bro.
There was Hammer Bros in this
Was
one.
there?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
definitely were.
All right, I'm gonna go Daisy.
Disqualified.
I mean, based solely, I mean, obviously we're gonna get Yoshi in the next one. I think if they were gonna introduce any more, I suspect it might be some of the Koopalings, based solely on the fact that, like, if you paid attention when Bowser was playing the piano with the Peaches song,
Right.
it actually said Ludwig von Koopa on the piano.
Now, how consistent are those through Mario games? Are those Koopas? This because I know the one's best from Super Mario World, but
Same.
do they get? I know there's other Koopa creatures in the ones, but I don't remember any of the names from any of the later ones, or if they're even technically Koopas or some other being.
Let's see. There's Ludwig. I think there's Lemmy.
I think they're pretty standard because they're all characters in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know those were all.
Yeah, you can play those in Mario Kart.
In Mario Kart 8?
They're pretty standard across. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Deluxe.
Too many people. That game has sold too many copies. I can't be another.
Did you buy the DLC?
I don't own Mario Kart 8.
Oh my god.
I'm more of a Sonic Team Racing guy.
Oh god.
I'm just kidding.
Log off now.
All F4.
All right, so secondary, what other Nintendo movie are we gonna get now? Like,
I personally
I'm pretty
feel
sure
like
there was
Go ahead, Quinn.
there was already a roadmap already for it.
what? It's fake.
But you
That's
guys can
gotta be
guess.
fake.
There's no
Like,
way.
Nintendo's not putting out a fucking. I don't believe you.
No, it's Illumination though. That's the thing.
Oh, I don't know.
But go ahead,
Sounds
Kujo.
fake.
What were you gonna predict? Sorry.
I mean,
I'll
honestly,
think
I don't know if we're getting any of them just because Nintendo is incredibly protective of its copyrights. But
Yeah, but they were heavily involved, so like it seems like they would do something else where they're also heavily involved because they're like, well, what if we could make like another $1 billion?
I mean, maybe. I guess we'll have to see. But let me see here. What if they were to do another Nintendo franchise as a movie? I don't know. Like I don't. I feel like the Legend of there are just so many other movies that just are franchises that are a little bit hard to make into movies because
Like Zelda, yeah,
yeah, take Zelda. Like you're following Link,
right?
but Link is like the most famous heroic mime in video games. He doesn't say anything.
Neither does Mario, really.
Neither does Samus in Metroid.
See,
if we were going to go with actual like
that would be
a
cool.
franchise that has actual characters, it could maybe Star Fox. But
actually, yeah, I mean, it would be dumb as fuck because you'd have like a talking fox, bird, frog, and hare. But yeah, I agree with you on Zelda. Like Zelda's like the first obvious answer, but then you're like, well, wait, how are you going to make anything decent out of that? And then like I feel like Metroid has like so much potential, but then you're like, okay, but it's got to be PG and in a Nintendo kind of envelope. You're like, oh, well, that's not going to be any good.
Yeah, I would say even just like Samus's origin story is like bare minimum PG-13.
Yeah,
it's
and
pretty dark,
right? And they wouldn't put that into a movie they're putting out there. Like, I don't think there's any chance it's Metroid. They hate Metroid.
I don't know. I mean, I think Dread made Nintendo a pretty penny. So
did it?
I'm pretty sure Metroid Dread sold pretty well, but let me double check that.
So I guess I don't know. I don't know what movie they come out with next, and I feel like if they did Zelda, they have more potential to just do it so badly and just like kind of drag down Zelda as a whole.
Okay, so Metroid Dread sold 2.9 million copies worldwide by May 10th, 2022. making it the best-selling Metroid game.
That's like Mario Kart sells that in like a couple months. Like just every month, just take any 6-month period, Mario Kart sold that much. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you should join them.
right. So that's good for Metroid. I wonder. I guess it just depends on how much development they put into that game. I don't know.
Well, I guess though, yeah, it still kind of says like the best-selling Metroid game still sold less than 3 million units, which is
all right.
kind of sad.
I guess I have no good estimates as to what they should do next because I can't think of anything. That would be.
I think they're going to do Zelda next, but I don't know if that's the best
I
option.
feel like that could turn out really bad.
I honestly feel like with just like the fact that has established characters, I think Star Fox has the potential to make the best movie, but I don't know.
All right. Well,
I mean, it just basically be kid-friendly Star Wars, which is already pretty kid-friendly now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. You guys got anything else for this week?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, you can see our ranking of videos. They get uploaded on YouTube eventually. If they're not there, you can message me and say, where the hell are these? Yeah, we're here every week streaming live at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Good night.